Remember this? I have a dream that one day my children and my children's children will be judged by not by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. Those are the words enshrined in the memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., hailed by the left, mind you. Sometime between then and now, progressives have completely switched sides on the issue. Racial quotas, conveniently renamed as affirmative action. Now, this has been a sticking point for promotions and admissions across every industry, and it's finally headed to the Supreme Court. Former prosecutor and constitutional law attorney and Newsmax contributor Ameer Benno joins us on this. All right, Ameer, explain what is going on with the college admissions thing and affirmative action going to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, good morning. Great to be here. So there are two challenges that are going up before the Supreme Court, and essentially what you said, Carl, they're tackling whether or not affirmative action, race-based preferences in undergraduate admissions are both. One of them has to do with a public college. It's UNC, University of North Carolina. That's whether it's constitutional under the Equal Protection Clause. And the other one is against Harvard, and which is a private institution, and they're challenging the exact same kinds of policies, but under what's known as Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, which says that you can't discriminate on the basis of race in any program that accepts federal money. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
So we've seen cases like this before, not in college admissions, but there were 19 firefighters, mostly white, I think one Hispanic, in New Haven, Connecticut, who were denied a promotion based on race, okay? They ended up suing and won in the circuit court. Talk to us about that case and how that could be used as precedent in this.
Well, let's first of all, of course they're going to win because the Constitution doesn't allow race-based classifications. And the one exception that they made was in 2003 in a case called Grutter versus Bollinger. It was a Justice O'Connor decision where she said, well, in undergraduate admissions, if you can show that basing admissions decisions based on race will give you some sort of educational benefit, some diversity, and that results in an educational benefit, then you can do it, but it's got to be limited in time. Of course,
well, I'm sure it has to have an economic
tie. The colleges haven't tried to change this at all. And the very notion that you can predict somebody's viewpoint or know their experiences or background based on their race is a complete fiction. So,
we're actually going to have one of those firefighters from that case in New Haven, Connecticut on tomorrow, folks. So make sure if you're tuned in now, you tune in then, because I'm definitely going to want to hear what he has to say. But these quotas, obviously you mentioned that it's going to be overturned. This is the left. I mean, this is a discriminatory practice by the left that has basically ran on everything is racist except for me. And now it's headed to the Supreme Court. Let's say this does get shot down. What are the ripple effects? I mean, are there going to be lawsuits? Are there going to be, changes in massive, not only college policy, but state and federal government's policy?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, the fact of the matter is race-based preferences have been, and this is part of the reason why I think it will get shot down, because in order to overturn precedent, you'll remember we dealt with this in the abortion context. It's really, you have to show three things. You have to show, first, that the law was egregiously wrong, which it is. Second, you have to show that it's had significant negative consequences, which it has. And third, you have to show that changing this law won't unduly upset reliance interests. And nobody can legitimately rely has an interest in treating people differently because of their skin color. So there is no reliance interest. So yes, it will get overturned because it meets those criteria, and it will affect any institution that wants to have these kind of quotas. So it will have a definite ripple effect, and this is going to be a landmark case for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the Supreme Court, it's just like landmark after landmark after landmark. The other thing, too, is, like, look, I come from an oversimplified example of this, but in the military, like, I don't care if you're black, white, blue, green, whatever. If you can shoot the bad guys faster to help me come home alive, like, I want you next to me. The argument against this is basically that. It's like, I want the most qualified human next to me. How can anybody even remotely think to argue against that?
Well, yeah, believe it or not, if it doesn't line up with the left's viewpoint on social policy, and they're going to object, as we've seen the last term when the Supreme Court is no longer a backup legislature, as the Wall Street Journal said today. to the actual Congress, then the left gets in a tizzy about it. And so we can expect that there's going to be, if they do overturn this, that it's going to provoke some fury on the left.
Real quick, Ameer, what is the legal argument for it?
There is no legal argument for it. It's pure policy and political grandstanding. That's all it is. There's no legal argument. Remember, Justice Harlan in Plessy versus Ferguson, one of the most shameful moments in the Supreme Court's history, said that our Constitution is colorblind and knows it doesn't tolerate any sort of classifications among its citizens. He was vindicated in Brown versus Board of Education, but the left wants to forget about that, and they want to go back to the time of Plessy versus Ferguson and the majority decision there to push race-based preferences, which are completely unconstitutional.
And they want to do it under the banner of calling everybody who doesn't agree with them racist, which is like the pinnacle of irony. Ameer Benno, we appreciate your insight on this, sir.
Thanks so much.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the
truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.